6 commissions from the Hill faces new hurdles in the Senate. The January 6th commission is something like a 9/11 style bill, a bill that would create a 9/11 style commission to probe the January 6th January 6th Capitol attack, as the Hill calls it. It's not much of an attack compared to, everything Antifa and Black Lives Matter did all summer long. That looked like more of an attack than this, though. To be fair, a lot of it did look like an attack, and it was absolutely stupid. But as Republicans mull whether to block it, the House will send the measure to the Senate as soon as today. But the decision by House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on Tuesday to come out in opposition to throwing a curveball into the legislation's chance of making it to the president's desk. Do I think this is going to make it to the president's desk? I don't, but I think this is all just another thing typical of politics. You got to pretend like you're actually working or doing something or fighting against something or fighting for something before you actually do something. Senate Republicans are split on the commission, as they should be, raising questions about the bill's prospects of surviving of a potential GOP filibuster. Senator John Thune, the number 2 Senate Republican, describes the bill's chances as a little more uncertain in the wake of McCarthy's opposition to legislation that was negotiated by Representative John Klacko, the top Republican in House Homeland Security Committee. It sounds like the wheels have kind of come off, he says. So I guess the question is, what's the vote look like? As Republicans supportive of it, some Republicans supportive of it. That's what I think. Sometimes it's hard to read quotes, and you're like, some quotes aren't really meant to be read out loud. That's what I think. What sort of wait and see posture? Thune said in the Senate Republicans watching the House counterparts. After months of negotiations, House lawmakers announced late last week that they had a bipartisan agreement to form a commission focused on the January 6th. I thought we were already, people are being put in jail, videos are being put out, FBI's, and all these people are seeking information. Why do we need more? The commission members would be evenly divided between the parties, a shift between and I think this would be nice for Republicans to know who voted for this and who didn't vote for this. What appeared like a major breakthrough has been marred by the GOP infighting, with a growing number of Republicans eager to move past talking about the Capitol attack. Yes, because it's not as big of a deal as all summer long what we experience in this world, or what goes on in Portland at their Capitol courthouse all the time. As actual people, things are being shot, people are dying. Don't think about it logically. Yes, the Capitol attack was totally stupid, and people should be prosecuted for doing things like stealing Nancy Pelosi's computer. But then there were some people walking around taking freaking selfies, and there's that new video that just got put out of the Capitol Police actually saying, you guys can come in, but just be very peaceful. Be peaceful. We need peaceful. And then you see the big shaman dude turn around and say, everyone be peaceful. And so it's not like this, they bum rushed the building and they were like, yeah, let's take it out. You could say the cop was scared for his life and said, this is the only way, but at the same time, no, I'm not going to say that. What appeared to be like a major breakthrough has been marred by GOP infighting. They're really, the media is really trying to play up the GOP's split because of Liz Cheney, as opposed to the Democrats. They're all on the same page, like the AOC and the Squad coming out and saying against Israel and stuff. They're not playing that with the Democratic Party. There's a lot of Democrats who don't support the things that AOC and the Squad says, but no one plays it up as infighting, insurrection within the Democratic Party. Senate Republicans won't be able to dodge this issue, though, since the Senate Majority Leader, Charles Schumer, pledged to hold a vote on the bill. Of course he won't. Anything against... these politicians love being against something rather than for something, helping people and changing the world. They'd rather, making their enemies feel their pain. We'll see what the House vote is like. I want to be clear. I want to put forward the January 6th commission legislation on the floor of the Senate for a vote, period. Schumer said. Period. Schumer said. House Homeland Security Committee Chairman Benny Thompson declines to make predictions about the bill's chances of success in the Senate. I've learned a long time ago not to count your chickens before they hatch, as always. But that's what they do. It's the Democrats like to push these bills, without thinking things through. And they like to pretend like there's no consequences to anything that they do. They just need to, we're progressing, we're moving forward, we're doing this. Eventually the Senate could put the Republicans in a politically awkward position. Is it though? Is it that politically awkward? Because I think there's a lot of people in this country that think the January 6th attack isn't as bad as what happened all summer long. But I digress. Blocking the bill would, not saying it wasn't stupid or it wasn't bad. I'm just saying it in comparison that the media is hyping this up and politicians are hyping this up should tune your ears up to think maybe they're trying to fabricate something. Blocking the bill would mark the first successful filibuster of this Congress, but a bill tied to the insurrection many of them have publicly condemned. Yes, it's okay to condemn these riots without having to make more bills and more bills and more bills, as pretending like what happened at 9/11 is the same as what happened on January 6th. That's the biggest lie, misleading way of telling the story than ever. You can talk about, I wish some of these reporters would just report on facts only and not the feels of people, or assuming like I'm doing now. I think I'm safe in characterizing our conference as willing to listen to the arguments about whether such a commission is needed. Exactly. And I'm with Mitch McConnell for once in my life. It's just not needed. It's just like a lot of these hate crime bills. They're just not needed. They're already crimes. If I walk up to my neighbor, punch him in the face, that's already a crime. It doesn't have to be more. You can't imply motive most of the time. And even if the motive is there, there's still a huge crime to like kill someone or something. Like, you don't have to like, you get life plus this. It just makes people feel good. It's all about the feel good factor. It's safe for you to report on what we've undecided. Thune has said that it's supportive of January 6th commission and suggests the Senate Republicans could be brought on board under the right circumstances, whatever that means. It's hard to predict what the Senate might do, but I think that there are a number of Republican senators who believe the events ought to be looked at. I feel like they are being looked at. There's a lot of people behind bars because of what happened. If all Democrats supportive of the bill would need 10 Republicans to overcome a filibuster. I wish there was some Democrats with some balls that actually looked at the facts and looked at what happened and says, we can move past this. It's time to move past this, heal the country, unify, build back better. No. It's time to keep going. The those Trump supporters went one step too far, and that was too much for them. There are people of their own party go one step too far on the daily basis, and hey, it's part of who we are. We're backed by Soros, blah, blah, blah. Lisa Murkowski, Republican of Alaska, sidestepped multiple questions about the commission from reporters, but appeared to signal in a separate interview that Trump was fair game if the legislation makes January 6th the focus. And they're trying to use this commission to indict Trump in some capacity, saying what he said sparked it, as opposed to actually listening to what he said and not. And it just doesn't make any sense. If you don't listen to what the media says he said and just watch the actual things he said, you're not going to come to the same conclusion that a lot of these people. This is what happens when you tell a lie. Is that the lie is. The first time you say it, it holds the most truth because there's still some truth left. But as it goes down the line, it just gets weaker and weaker. It makes less and less sense. And that's what's going on. We're just trying to perpetuate this January 6th like it's this like terrible thing. And it was terrible, but there's just so much worse going on in the world and things that maybe they should be focused on. Like the border crisis. Senator Mitt Romney, who's a peach, Republican in Utah, also argued against expanding the scope of commission. Good. The key thing that needs to be associated with this effort would be to attack on this building. Blah. These people, how dare you attack our building? Even though all summer long, my buildings were attacked, my home was attacked, my neighbor's stuff was attacked. That doesn't matter, but you came to my job and attacked me. Senator Tommy Tuberville, just a very unfortunate name, who, unlike Romney and Murkowski, did not vote to convict Trump, said he was fine with a commission as long as it was bipartisan. Snore. There's no such thing as bipartisan. First of all, I think we need to do January 6th, just simply the fact that, we're holding our country back and the people from coming up there, Tuberville said, questioning whether the commission would mix the Capitol attack with other riots. It could be like maybe the bipartisan agreement could be a commission against the riots all year long, and some that are continuing today. But the idea of a commission focused squarely on January 6th has high-profile skeptics in the Senate GOP caucus, as it should, and the skeptics come as senators are also grappling with the $1.9 billion spending bill to beef up security in the Capitol in the wake of the January attack. The attack. I'm not against having a commission, but I think it's for that to get my support, it's going to have a broadened scope, said Chuck Grassley of Iowa. So a lot of these Republicans are like, I think I'm okay with it, but I don't know if I fully support it, blah, blah, blah. They're doing politics, politicians being politicians, not coming out with a definitive answer. If I was your politician, I would just come up with a definitive answer. I would say, I think we've had enough, and the police have their stuff. They're investigating things that need to be investigated, and that's all we need to do. This is just a political ploy, and it's taking time and distraction away from actually what needs to be addressed in this country, and we're focused on things that are political pushes and pushed by the media. And I don't want to give the media any more credit than they deserve of making this thing bigger than it is. And so I am going to not vote on this, and I'm going to actually vote no because it's stupid and it's a waste of our time, and we should be talking about real things. There's people that are hungry. There are people that don't have jobs still. There are some places that are not fully open. There are some kids still wearing masks in school. So I think there's bigger issues out there. That's just my ploy. That's what I think. This is being voted on today, people. Let's see what goes on. I'll be reporting on this more, as always. Thank you guys so much for listening to Derek O'Shea Show. There's more coming